Hello, my squishies. It's Friday, it's 6 o'clock. I think that means it is needle felting time. So, for those of you watching after the fact, we record these live. So, I'm just going to give a couple of minutes for everyone that normally joins me to get in and say hi in the comments. Also, let me know if you can hear me. Hopefully, I'm being heard. But while we're waiting on the usual suspects coming in and causing the nonsense, I will introduce you to what's going to happen tonight. So, tonight is a little bit of a special stream because it is the 5-year anniversary of me having the Caledonian Wool Company, the shop that I run, where you get all these fun felting things. I'm slightly concerned because nobody's come into the comments yet. I hope I'm live. It says I'm live. So during these... excellent. Chief Nonsense Maker is here and I believe can hear me. So that is excellent. Okay, we're good to go. I can calm down now. Okay, no panics. So today is the 5-year anniversary of having the shop, which is amazing. So we are going to needle felt the shop mascot, Frank, who is a rainbow sheep. For those of you who haven't needle felted before, I'm going to do a brief introduction to needle felting. But first, these videos. So as I said, we record them live and then they stay up so you can do them at your own speed afterwards. So please feel free to fast forward, to rewind, to pause me, come back later on. And if you're my parents, who I think are in the chat, you're more than welcome to mute me if you do not want to listen to the nonsense that's about to go on. So you should be able to, just below somewhere here, there'll be a button that says live chat replay. So you can see, thank you Robin, you can see who I'm talking to, and I'm not just talking to myself, which I sometimes fear that I am. So yes, so that's how these videos work. Tonight's one as well, I will be telling you, because I won't be able to get it done in 1 hour, which is what I try to get them done in. So we're going to have you coming back later on with one I prepared earlier, like in Blue Peter. But needle felting. So in your kits, you should have a foam mat. This is what protects your surface. We're going to use it to felt onto. It makes felting a little bit easier. We've got our very sharp stabby needles. So one end is barbed, the other end has a wee hook on it. We are stabbing with the barbed end. You can get holders for these, but not in these kits. But you get holders that can hold 1, 2, 3, 4 needles at a time to make it a little bit easier. But for just now, we're just going to hold it as is. Now, these are very sharp, and we are doing 3D needle felting today. So you're probably going to stab yourself. I apologise in advance. It's going to hurt. Please try not to. Always pay attention to where you're felting. Try and keep this hand away. If you break a needle, because it happens, don't worry. Try and find all the bits and dispose of them safely. So I've got a little ink pot, like a solid ink pot that I pop them in. And then when that's full, I'm just going to bin it. But that keeps them all secure so they can't stab anybody. But to mitigate needle... You are late. I'm shocked and appalled. On our anniversary stream as well. To mitigate needle breakage, always try and stab straight. So don't bend the needle. So that's needles, the felting mat, and then the last and most important bit is the fibre. So the fibre that's in your kits, this is almost all Shetland. We've got a little bit of, I think that's some Cheviot, and that is some Welsh slivers. But this has come off the sheep. It's been washed, brushed and dyed, and then formed into sort of big... I can't do words tonight. It's been a weird week in the shop. I'll tell you all about it later. Formed into big lengths. So this is called either roving or tops. And to work with this, you want to have your hands nice and far apart, and you're just gently pulling And you see that little bit's come out. So that's the length of the fibre that was on the sheep. So again, have your hands nice and far apart, because if I had my hands too close together, I'm pulling against the individual hair and we don't want to be breaking it. So hands nice and far apart. And if there's any twist in it, it's also not going to come apart, because twist is what holds yarn together. So you want to make sure it's not twisted, and then you can just gently pull little bits. There we go. So that, I think, is everything. Would you like to see what we're going to make tonight? So I've already said we're going to make Frank the rainbow sheep. But not only is he a rainbow sheep, he is a balloon rainbow sheep. So, oh, don't look at his bum. That's inappropriate. So this is what we're going to do. So we're going to start by making the base and a head. And then we're going to make lots of little balloons to cover him in rainbow. So that is tonight's mission. Can we do it? That is the question. He is adorable, if I do say so myself. But right, let's start before I get too distracted. Where are we going to put him? We'll put him up there so he can say hello to you. So to start off with, we're going to take this. These are so that was tops or roving. These are slivers. So they've come off the sheep again. They've been washed, brushed. They haven't been dyed and they haven't been brushed as well as the tops. So you can see it's a little bit more knotted. It's a little bit looser. There's different amounts in it. So this is what we're going to use to build up the shape, because it's really cheap, felts really nicely, and then we'll use the nicer stuff to go around the outside. So we're going to split it up into body and then head. So about, that squishes quite nicely, you can see. So I'm going to start with the body, and to begin with, sort of loosening up, fluffing up. Core wool, did I not say that? Probably not. Thank you, Robin. Robin is a really good felter and keeps me right on all these things. Has also been I've been watching you recently. Dun, 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 but we'll get to that in a minute. So once I've fluffed it up, I'm going to form it into a vaguely round shape, and then just all over, in all directions, starting to just stab. So what's happening here is the wee barbs that are on the end of the needle are pushing in the hairs and start knotting them up. I've done that for a wee bit. I'm then going to pull this off and give it a bit of a twist. Not a twist, a roll around in my hands, because that will also help lock them up. I'm just going to keep doing that. Oh, and you'll notice that I've also kept, I should also kept aside a little bit for the ears. So I don't want to spend too much time tonight doing this, because it is very repetitive, and all I'm doing is stabbing and then rolling, stabbing and then rolling. I trust that you guys can stab and roll 100%. So what I'm going to do is, here's one I prepared earlier that is stabbed and rolled, and you can see I've got a little bit of a flatter bottom. Let's see, with more of a dome top. It still needs a little bit more stabbing because it's still a little bit squishy, so I'm just gonna do that. Well, so if you're following along after the fact, now is the time to pause me, stab, stab, stab away. Maybe it'll take you maybe 5 or 10 minutes of stabbing, or you can leave the video going and just rewind when you're when you have a nice round shape to where we are now. I really should, I should definitely do that. Do chapters in all my videos so that you can go back to where we were. You can also, like I'm doing just now, hold multiple needles at the same time and stab. So at the moment I'm mostly working to make this a nice dome and leaving the bottom flat. So I'm fairly happy with that shape. It will squish down a little bit more, but it's now, where are we? This is the squishiness scale that I've somewhat invented. Is we're getting a ripe peach, shall we say? So a little bit of give, not too much give, but not completely solid either, because we still are going to felt all the balls onto him, or the balloons. But I'm pretty happy with that. And now I'm going to do the same, put that aside and do the same for the head. So again, we're going to smoosh it up so it's got lots of air in it and it's ready to be tangled. And then compress it and start stabbing. And for the head, we are aiming for a complete ball. You see at the moment just now how I'm trying to keep this hand away while I'm stabbing. That means I'm less likely to stab myself. Because bless. So today, I shouldn't laugh. It's serious. It's very serious. I was getting my lovely assistant Rosie to help me make some of the balls for this wee guy. Because I was a little bit pushed for time, because as usual, not entirely prepared. And she's wonderful, but also a little bit accident prone. So I was regularly hearing little mutters and squeaks from the other side of the room, and I felt very bad. So she kept getting distracted every time I talked to her and would stab herself. So she is now away walking the dog. She's been banished to take Peanut for a walk. But I don't know how long they're going to stay out, so we might get a nice Peanut interruption. Peanut is the shop dog. She's a little toy poodle cross. So she might come and make a wee appearance at some point. But this is her walk time, so she goes off with Auntie Rosie. So my head is there. Oh, let's see if you can see it. We have a body and a head. This head is still a little bit squishy. So here's one I was felting earlier. It still needs a tiny bit more to go on it. And then we're ready to start the fun bit. But while I am finishing off this head, I'm gonna do the thing that I always get told I have to do and forget. Is I really appreciate it if you like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps. We are, yeah, the shop's been 5 years now, and the channel's been just in the comments, a tight perm. Yes, he has had a little tight perm. Yeah, the channel, how long's the channel been? 2 or 3 years now, I think. And I love doing this with you guys. So yeah, if you can give me a like, give me a subscribe. And while you're doing it, there is a wonderful Canadian lady. Wait, you are Canadian? Yeah, you are Canadian. Robin in the comments, who is Chief Nonsense Maker. She has a channel as well, and just did a live stream where she did the most adorable ghost. I happily watched that. Although I have to apologise, I didn't make it live. I'm so sorry. I've been happily watching that little ghosty video. It's amazing. And it's so nice to... I really want to catch your next live stream. And she has also opened up an Etsy shop, so go check her out. Robin, please put your links in the description or in the comments just now. Okay. We have head, we have body. let's join the two together. It's remarkably easy. So we're going to take the head, hold it roughly so the base is, imagine if that's the ground, about, what's that, thumb width up from the ground, and very carefully, not stabbing yourself, you're going to stab between the head and the body. We want to be keeping the round shape, and we're trying to go nice and deep so that the needle goes in through the head and into the body, and it's going to be pushing all of the fibres between the two. It'll squish it a little bit, don't worry about that, but we want to make a nice tight connection, going nice and deep between head and body. So now if I try and pull him, you can see it does have some give at the moment because it's not properly felted in, but he's starting to lock the two together. And if you put the head at the wrong place just now, you can still chop off his head. Which, so I feel I should confess this, because with needle felting, there's always a messy stage, and you think, oh my god, I'm not going to be able to make this, it's going to look terrible. And then you do it and it looks wonderful. And there's also the stage where you do it and it looks terrible. So earlier on I was doing it, and I don't know if I should confess this. Instead of doing it in black, we did it all in white. And he had a little white head. And then I put, normally, so with my eyes, I like to do a dark circle and then white round the outside. Yeah, white round the outside, but that doesn't work on a white head. So I had to decapitate Frank. You can see I pulled and then chopped his head off. I felt very bad doing it. But yeah, so if you need to, you can decapitate your sheep. Although I do not recommend. Okay, so he's sitting quite nicely. If I sit him on the mat, he doesn't fall over. He's got a nice flat butt, head's attached, and it's like a Tunnocks tea cake shape. I know, I felt so bad. Rosie just looked at me and now I think she's slightly afraid to come to work. Tunnocks tea cake with a head on top. So if you haven't got that, pause now and come back once. Sorry, I keep knocking the dog's ball, which has a bell in it, because my feet are currently in the dog's bed underneath the table. Yeah, come back to this point once you have got to this stage, and then we will start, as Mum said, putting his perm on. Oh, welcome back. Or hello again for you still there. Okay, so we're going to make him rainbow. So I've started, now you don't have to make yours rainbow. You can make yours any colours you want. If you're a needle felter like me, you have loads of scraps, little scraps of all different colours knocking around. So you can do any colour of sheep you want. You just need to make lots of balls and stab them on, essentially. But I've started with red at the back, through to orange, yellow, green, blue, and then purple at the front. I've done quite a random pattern with different colours of greens and reds and things. But you can do solids. You can do it in a really neat pattern if you like radiating out from the front. You've got loads of options. This is just my rainbow sheep. And you can see I've also left his bum naked so that he stands really nicely. But I'm going to show you today how to do the rainbow. And then, but I'm leaving it in your capable hands to do different colours and do a whole flock of them in all different colours, like in Minecraft. Oh no, you could do him square Nope, nope, not getting ideas. Right, stop. Let's make a tiny ball. So I'm gonna start at his butt with the red. So for the balls, you need less than you think you need. So that, let's see, probably about that much is enough for a ball. And to make the balls, again, you scrumfle, which is the technical term, and then start squishing it down. And now this is where Rosie was doing all the stabbing, which I feel terrible for. So you are stabbing quite near to your finger. Take it slow, and so I'm taking, just now look, I'm not even holding it. I'm pulling from the outside without bending the needle and stabbing in. You see I'm doing the silent concentration. Let's do it at a different angle. I'm going to do that a few times. Move it round and then do it a few times. So it's starting to form. It's starting to floor. It's been a week. It's starting to form a ball, but it's still really, really squishy. Whoop, you can flatten it. So I'm going to take it in this part of my hand here and this part there and start rolling it. At first it's not going to roll. It's just going to smooth a little bit, but that's okay. And this rolling is also felting as well. Now I can feel it, you can't see anything, this just looks odd. I can feel it rolling and tightening up in there. About that much. I'm going to go back to stabbing again. Do a little bit. So I'm alternating now for a wee bit between stabbing and rolling. The stabbing just helps to shape it, and rolling, I think I want to say, oh yeah, it's a oh, snowballs. Yeah, this is my favourite way to make tiny balls. You're less likely to stab your finger, and the oils in your hand help the felting process. Stab and roll. Oh, I can hear, I think, a peanut back. We might have a dog bursting in at any second. So I'm going to continue doing this until it feels like a soft grape. I can hear her batting the door. I might need to open the door and let her in, or else she's going to get very upset. What are we? We are halfway through. Excellent. So yeah, stabbing and rolling. Oh, wait, you've had snow already? Oh, I think we had a tiny bit on the hilltops, but not much here yet. So now this is starting to feel quite firm and look quite smooth. Let's see if I can bring it up. Is the camera going to focus? Focus. It feels quite smooth. There's no bits poking out anywhere. That's our first wee ball. So you can do this any way you like. I like to put them on as I go so that I know which one to make next rather than making them all in advance. So I'm going to do one of each colour and kind of zigzag my way up so I know roughly what size and how many I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to start at his butt. And now this is again the bit where you have to be careful. So I'm going to hold it with my finger like that, and stab again like the head into the first one and right the way through. You can see at the start, if this happens, that's totally fine. That's why we're holding it gently to begin with. And I'm kind of working my way around, keeping the circle shape and stabbing it in. And then you can go a bit more violent. And to begin with, it doesn't have to be fixed on too much because we're going to go over it and stab all over it. So let's do... So the wonderful Rosie, who is next door with the peanut now, made me some to be getting on with. But I've noticed there's not an orange. So we're going to quickly do an orange. And then we're going to carry on. Now, I like that they're all slightly different sizes. If you want, you can weigh out your individual little tufts if you want all them to be nice and uniform. But you don't have to, because I like the randomness. Nothing in nature is perfect. What is the name of this method we're going to call it? There's got to be a name for it. Like taking the ball for a walk. Ooh. Oh, you're going to get so much snow. I'm very jealous. So you can see just now, it's definitely not round. It's an odd shape. And that's where we go in and reshape it. And again, being careful where your fingers are and always watching the needle. Don't do what me and Robin do and read the comments while you're stabbing roly balls. There you go. So I'm going to say that one enough. So because I want it to be kind of natural, I'm going to put one there. Don't stab fingers. Yes, send pictures. Ooh, send pictures, and then we could have a we could have a competition, because I heard a rumor, or you said in your live stream, that you might be doing some flat pictures. So we could get given the same picture and interpret it in our own ways. I'm going to steal Rosie's beautifully made yellow one, and again, so it's not straight, because I don't want oops, evenness. There we go, and then again with the green. Ooh, that went away off the table and onto the floor. You will be finding tiny rainbow balls for weeks after this. I apologise. So I'm going to pop the green there. And then we got the blue. It's going to start working its way around his neck. This is why we put the head on first, so that we know where to go. Oh, I discovered So last week we did not last week, 2 weeks ago, we did the haggis, and it was brilliant fun. But there was a knocking the whole time that I couldn't figure out the source of. Turns out it was the table was wonky. Yeah, they just roll away. They have a life of their own, these wee things. And then last but not least, we're going for purple. I'm going to put the purple just under his chin. So now we've taken the rainbow for a walk, shall we say. So now what I'm going to get you guys to do is, I'm going to move my feet. Keep making balls. Fill it up however you like. If you're like me, I just kind of did one of each colour and then just kept building it out for this one. Or you can do all red, all da-da-da-da-da. Whatever makes you happy. I'm going to quickly just stab on these guys. As you can see, leaving... Ooh. I'm going to stop there because that's the base. Does this make sense? Can you see anything? Does this make any sense? That's how it's going to sit. So I don't want to do it any further down round his bottom. And you're just butting them up against each other. If you you can sorry, that was my concentration face while I tried not to stab my fingers. You can lay out your colours however you like. I tried to not have two colours touching, but as you can see, I didn't try very hard because it definitely happened. And I think that looks fine. I'm not worried at all about that. I think it looks awesome. Nature is not perfect, and neither will this be. Then pop that there. I'm always trying to do joining ones so that I know where I'm going and what's happening. You can see there's a little bit of colour bleed in this one where two colours got mixed together. It does not matter. You just want to have them nice and tight against each other so you're not seeing any of the base below it. You can also continue to stab between them because you want to make sure they've still got their dome-like appearance. You don't want to squish them too much. So go around the sides as well as straight down. I'll put one purple one on just to say I have, and then we're gonna do his face. Because what time are we at? Oh, we still got plenty of time. We might even get some more in. Sorry, I'm not reading the comments at the moment because this is the worst place to stab yourself because I'm stabbing in quite hard to go all the way in the ball and the body. If I do stab my finger, it's going to be painful and it is going to go quite deep. So please, please, please pay attention. Okay, we've got a nice... Let's put them all on. How low am I going? Yeah, that's low enough there. Also, I've buried the lead. We're halfway through now. I don't know if I said this last week, but not last week, 2 weeks ago. Feels like last week. Was it last week? Yeah, you are gonna hear. If I stab myself, you're definitely hearing it from Canada. Sorry. Hands nice and far away. To celebrate the 5-year anniversary of the shop, I will be putting, tonight after I finish this, we're going to put on a, I can do words at the same time as needle felting, online sale. So there'll be a sale in my shop. You can buy all of the felting kits, a lovely selection of British wool, all there. At the moment I'm only posting to the UK, but I am trying to work out ways to post outside the UK. So that should be coming up soon. But I'm also super excited. Thank you, Robin. Super excited to announce, I feel like I did announce this, that hopefully in January this shop is moving. I have been in talks with a lovely landlord on the high street. Oh, hey Ruth, how's it going? You have missed some nonsense, but not too much, so I think you're okay. Oh, how are you feeling, Ruth? Have you recovered? I don't know why I have to shout when new people come in the conversation. Like I'm welcoming you in. Yeah, so hopefully in January we will have a shop at high street level, just opposite the pharmacy and the bookshop, right in the centre of town. It's a bigger shop. It's got a massive upstairs office that I'm going to take over and use. There's no steps to get in. It is fully accessible. It's got 2 high street windows. We are so excited. Can't quite believe it's happening. So we're just preparing for a massive move just now. Oh, that's a good point. So here, I've got my orange, I've got my yellow. I'm going to put this orange here. So that means that my yellow stripe can't go all the way around. Totally fine. Done that here. And I think it just adds to the randomness. So if anybody is free in... Yep, so next time you come up, Ruth, you can literally just walk straight into the shop. It's going to be amazing. I'm so excited. I don't know if Peanut's going to have quite as much free reign as she does up here. Oh yeah, have you seen his little face? Look at the rainbow sheep. Oh, where did that green one? I can see the green one. I'm going for the green one. Amuse yourselves for 2 seconds. Okay, but I'm gonna... Oh, I heard a yip next door. Hold on, let's bring a Peanut in. Peanut. Oh no, she's not coming in. She's decided I'm not good enough. Oh, the gate's shut. No! Have you come to help? Nope, she has come in, said hello and wandered off. I'm going to do a couple more of these and then we're going to do his face. Now, we were debating earlier whether the head should be black or blue. Because if it's blue, it's a Blueface Leicester. If it's black, it's a Scottish Blackface. So you have options as to what should we, because we could cover the head. Rosie firmly vetoed my idea and said the black head was perfect. But we could do it in another colour. I also know, I'm very aware that she can hear me next door and is probably giggling quite hard about what I'm saying. Yep, no, I hear a giggle. Ignore me. There we go. So I'm going to pop this. So that green line is going to go kind of around there. Pop that there. There we go. Like, it's starting to take. How cool does that look? It's at this stage where you can start to see it all coming together, and it's just super fun. Right, I'm going to pop this. So this green I want to kind of have going down there. And also you can do, like, you don't have, like I said before, you don't have to do them all the same size. You can do some really tiny ones to fill in wee gaps. I think that would be so adorable that I'm about to try it actually. Hold on. Hold that thought. Let's do a tiny, tiny yellow one there. Yeah. So tiny, tiny. This is where I'm definitely going to stab myself. Oh my god, it's so tiny. There we go. Ah yes, so as I was saying, if anybody's free in January and wants to help move a shop full of wool 5 doors down, we'd very much appreciate it. At the moment my plan is to get as many people as possible and form a conga line from one shop to the other and just get them to pass boxes along the line. I'm not sure if that's actually going to work, but in my head it works perfectly fine. Okay, so let's see with this little tiny orange. I'm gonna pop, not orange, yellow. Oh, look at it. Okay, I think that might be what happens next time, is I'm gonna put lots of little tiny right, ideas. But no, we're time is passing. We need to do his face. So we're gonna do a slight variation on my usual eyes. So what I've got is, this guy's got green eyes, I decided, but you can do any colour of eyes as long as they're dark. So we did try with the yellow, because I know sheep do actually have yellow and orange eyes, but it looked a bit odd. Black on white looks odd too. So green, like the darker greens, blues, purples. Oh, maybe I do this one with purple eyes or blue eyes. Okay, vote in the comments. What colour am I doing the eyes? First one to say a colour wins. I'm gonna do some balls. Okay, too slow. No one. Oh, there's always. I forget. There's a delay. There we go. Blue. Thank you. Yeah, there's about a minute delay between me saying stuff and you actually hearing it, and I always forget that. So I'm going to go for the light blue. and the tiniest scrumfle. I'm going to aim, so if that's the bottom, if that's his bottom, about halfway up the head and reasonably far apart. And I'm kind of shaping it so it's round. Doesn't matter too much where the first one goes. As long as the second one is even, then you can just say it was deliberate. Okay, one. It does look a bit odd to begin with, don't worry. That's too much, I'm going to pull out a wee bit. And you want them to be level and the same distance away from the centre. Now, we've reached the soulless dead eyes for a second, but that's fine. As long as they're even. I'm going to take the white, just a tiny touch of it. Tiny touch. Again, can you even, you can't even see how much, but there is a tiny bit there. And I'm going to roll it up and fold it over itself a few times. So it forms this wee sausagey thing. And I'm going to take the sausage and starting at the centre top, working round the outside to the centre bottom. It's so small I've lost it. There we go. I'm just following the outside curve of the eye. And doing the same again on the other side, taking a tiny bit. Peanut's being remarkably quiet. Oh, she's knackered. She's just laid down on the floor. Rosie has done a good job of exhausting her. Oh, hey Penguin! Welcome. Do not apologise for being late. We are happy to have you here. You've missed a fair amount of nonsense. There has definitely been nonsense. Today we have been making Frank the Rainbow Sheep to celebrate the 5-year anniversary of the shop being open. Frank is my mascot. So there we go, we've got the second one, as you can see, from the centre top, following the curve to the centre bottom. Super delicate. So we got his 2 eyes there. Now with this guy, I did put pupils in. I feel like he needs pupils. I didn't do pupil. Does he need pupils? That was my pausing to think face. I might leave him without pupils. You can, if you want, put little black dots for the pupils. But I think this guy, with his lovely blue eyes, does not necessarily need them. But he does need one more thing. He needs some ears. So with the tiny bit that we left over, because I remembered this time. Wait, yes he needs pupils, or yes he doesn't need pupils? Oh, I have questions. With the tiny bit left over, we're going to make ears. So they're just little floppy ears there. So we're going to take 2 roughly the same size fluffs of wool. And the way I like to do the ears, ear, The way I like to do ears is to fold them over so you get a nice rounded end. You can fold them over a couple of times. So it's kind of like a wee, almost like a bow, but I'm going to leave a fluffy end at one end because that's what we're going to use. Oh no, it's okay, the video will stay up afterwards. As soon as the stream is finished, you can normally just reload and the video will be there. Have you tried turning it off and on again? That's not helpful advice. So I'm leaving this end fluffy and just stabbing this end here. I'm turning it over because you'll see how the felting works. So I've been stabbing down and that's pushed the fibres out the bottom. So if I turn it over and start pushing them back the other way, they start locking up, and then you can squiggle it, the technical term again, squiggle it with your hands to kind of smooth off a little bit. I'm going in at a slight angle now, trying not to go all the way through, but tidying up. It's still going to be fluffy and fuzzy. If that bothers you, once it's felted enough to hold together, you can trim it if you want it to be a nice smooth ear. But sheep have fluffy ears. Wait, the kittens? The kittens are talking? How are the kittens? Robin recently acquired a small family of kittens. Okay, so I've done one. Let's do the other one so that they're both the same. Again, taking a little bit of fluff, folding it over again, so you've got a rounded end and a fluffy bit at one side. And then remembering to flop it over every so often. Flopping being the technical term. We're almost there. We're on good time. Oh. One day one of us will have to, well, you will have to needle felt your family of kittens. That would be adorable. Okay, so we have two roughly even shaped ears with fluffy tails. So the fluffy tails, so I'm gonna go in line with their eye. Let's see if you can see that. In line with their eyes, but a little bit further back. And I'm just gonna stab the tail into the head. That sounded weird to say. And that will secure the ear, but still give it a nice little bit of flop. So we'll do the same for the other side. Stab on in, being careful of your fingers. Try and get them to be the same. There we go, and his beautiful wonky ears. I don't know if you can see that. You can hopefully see it better on the other one. I think he might need eyeballs. We're putting eyeballs in. I will regret my decision if I want to. So I'm taking, again, tiny bit of fluff, and I'm just going to stab it right into the center. Oh, that's better. And the same again on the other side. So tiny, tiny. Can you even see how tiny that is? Technically, I think a lot of these, is it a sheep or a goat that has slits for pupils rather than oh, look at him. Okay, yeah, eyeballs wins. There we have it. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, I think we are done. Are we done? Have I forgotten anything? We've got face, we've got eyes. You guys obviously will do more. Yep, I agree. That face, he needs the wee eye bits, the wee eyeballs. You guys will obviously cover yours entirely in balls, and you can spend, once you think you're finished, spend 10 minutes just making sure every ball is secure. Just going round, making sure it's nice and rounded in shape and is securely stabbed in and it's not going to come out. So these ones, I did that for these ones, and they're nice, and so you can give them a good tug and they pull out a little bit, but they're not going to just accidentally fall out. They're nice and in there. So thank you guys for joining me for a wonderful evening of felting. I'm looking forward to seeing you again in 2 weeks. I'm looking forward to seeing, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what you make. Please post, if you do make a sheep, post it in the Facebook group. Please like and subscribe. And I will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you, my squishies. Oh, we have a peanut. Do you think we can get a peanut on screen? Nope, she's running away. Thank you, my squishies. Have a lovely week. Oh, I don't have a mouse. I can't end the stream with